This is the Chrissy Swan Show.
Oh, yes, it's Tuesday, and there is nowhere I would rather be than right here with you, Jack.
You too, Bish.
We've got such a busy show. I'm looking at the show plan. We've got to get cracking. We've got so many prizes to give away, so many fun things to talk about. The Masked Singer. I'm all over news.com.au because I said a naughty.
Oh, I can't wait to unpack that.
We've got this amazing Beauty Prescriptions live trip to Sydney to give away, to just fill a trolley with amazing products from Priceline Pharmacy. You and me will be there too.
We sure will. We'll be walking
Coffee in
through
hand.
with you. But next one, we've got a brand new competition, Disney's 3 for 1, thanks to Disney Plus. Pretty much jump on the Nova Player app and just register for everything.
Register.
And we could be calling you. But next, we've got $1,000 up for grabs to kick off the show. And essentially, you get to decide whether you'd like to answer one easy question or 3 hard questions. And if you go the hard option, you get $1,000.
The hard ones are pretty okay. I'll
Not
be
too
honest. No.
Chrissy Swan's 3 for 1. Thanks to Disney Plus.
Get 3 months of Disney Plus for only $13.99. Get more than ever before. Get it all on Disney Plus. Eligibility criteria, T's and C's apply.
Oh, new budget-busting Swanee loves that. 3 months for $13.99.
Disney Plus has a lot of great stuff.
Oh, it's great.
Including the Kardashians, Swanee. That's how we watched it when we were living in Sydney together. So just so you know,
What a great time that was.
I think I signed you up to Disney Plus. So just, if you see that on your credit card, that's why.
Oh, no, I've always been. I was.
Oh, really?
I was on Disney Plus the minute it was. I've got 3 kids, Jack.
Oh, of course.
Disney Plus is, it's a must-have. It's essential, like air and water.
I felt bad doing it. I was like, I'm probably just putting this on Swanee's card.
I mean, look, in fairness, I'm probably paying 2 subscriptions now. And how would I know? How would I know? We are playing 3 for 1 today, thanks to Disney Plus all week. And you, Cassandra, are our first cab off the rank. How are you feeling?
Woo, nervous because I'm terrible at things like this.
No.
Don't be.
Enough of that negative self-talk, Cass. I will not allow it.
Go me.
Yeah, go you. That's it. Good girl. All right, so this is how it's going to work. You can choose one easy question and you walk away with $250 cash, or 3 more challenging questions, which will get $1,000 cash. Now, I don't want to lead the witness here, Cassandra, but
Yes.
the harder questions are not that hard. I knew them.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's always comforting.
So what do you
'Cause
reckon?
As smart as I want to be and say the one question, I'm just going to roll the dice and go the 3.
You're going to go to 3? Good girl.
You can't
Yep,
get
go for
get
it.
one wrong though, Cass. Okay, you've got to get them
Yeah,
all
I know.
right.
You got it. Yep. I'm just going to go for it. I know it's the wrong way to go, but
No,
let's
it's
go.
not. It is not. It is not. What is life if you can't take risks?
Exactly. I like a bit of a gamble.
Good on you, mate. All right, let's do it. I reckon you're going to get this $1,000.
Oh, now you make me feel worse when I don't.
Oh my God, and the music is spooky. Anyway, ignore that. Question number 1. Dublin is the capital city of which country? Where are you going to find Dublin?
Dublin? Oh, my God. It is in... Oh, Germany? No. Hang on. Yes. Germany? No.
Oh no, Cass!
I don't know.
You've cooked it, mate.
Cassandra, I feel somehow responsible. I thought that was an easy one.
Yeah, no, geography is my one downfall in my whole entire schooling life.
God.
I hate that. I am the worst at it. So that's the one down spiral.
The answer is Ireland.
Oh, there we go.
The luck of
I
the
told you.
Irish. The Irish was not with you today, Cassandra, but you do have a 3-month Disney subscription, which is
Thank you.
fabulous.
Thank you so much.
Register your details on the Nova Player app if you'd like to play tomorrow. We'll
I
be
feel
playing
so
at
bad.
the same time. Yeah, that's all your fault.
It is my fault.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
No one, especially women of a certain age, should ever feel invisible, disconnected, or unimportant. Priceline Pharmacy celebrates you and all your uniqueness at every age, because at Priceline, it's always a festival of you.
Head in store or online at priceline.com.au.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
And I'm thrilled to welcome the star of Bardo, Belinda Chapelle, who's just released a book called The Girl in the Band. Hi, Belinda.
Hello, how you going?
I'm so thrilled to see you. You look amazing. You look healthy and gorgeous and smart and all of those wonderful things.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll come here every day.
The book is fabulous. I inhaled it as best I can as a mother of 3 children with 7,000 jobs. I started with the pictures, of course. And Belinda, I have to ask you, as someone who has never... Like, even when I was 3 years old, I never had the sort of body that could wear those very low sort of Bettina Liano jeans that were massive in the early 2000s. What do they feel like on?
Let me try and remember 23 years ago. They were tight.
Were they?
Yeah.
Yeah, was there an issue? Was there issues with thrush with those jeans?
You know what? I mean, that is a good question. I can't remember having a problem with it, but wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
every time I see them, my hands go to pull them up, and I feel like if I ever did have a body that could support such a garment, I would always be trying to like pull them up, and I've just wanted to speak to a real life person who wore them.
Yeah, and they were PVC, leather, yeah.
I've watched a lot of your interviews because you're doing publicity for this great book, The Girl in the Band. And I just want to say school holidays are coming up and people are going on holidays and whatever. It is a great sort of poolside read for anybody that was around at that time or not. It's just a really great, honest read and it's wonderful. I just wanted to ask you, a lot of the focus on the interviews are, you know, kind of the exploitation of you guys as a sort of, you know, manufactured band out of a TV show, and I feel like that is a sad take and obviously the truth. And I came from a similar sort of background. I was in Big Brother 20 years ago. So hearing about your contract where you signed over, you know, you never made any money or whatever,
yeah.
I think it's easy to feel sort of ripped off about that. But equally, you kind of had 2 years where nobody gets that opportunity.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'd sort of done a lot of work before Bardo, and I was paid for that.
Yeah.
So, as a singer and dancer, and a model and stuff. So, yeah, for me, maybe I felt a little bit different.
Yeah.
And I was the oldest in the band as well. And 2.5 years is a long time, you know, to not have a proper income.
It is. And
yeah, we're not talking like 8 months or 6 months.
No.
Yeah.
What was some of the most sort of pinch me moments in that 2.5 years?
Meeting Rod Stewart.
God.
That was a highlight. No, like performing across the world, you know, to different audiences. The travel was amazing.
Yeah.
Rumba Music Festival, 40,000 people.
I remember Rumba, yes.
Yeah.
Gosh.
What else? So many. I mean, it was an incredible experience. It really, really was. And our days were jam-packed, you know, like it was, yeah.
Tell me, how did it feel when, were you blindsided by the end of Bardo?
100%. It literally came out of nowhere, yeah, which you can read in the book.
Yes.
But yeah, no, everything was going so well for us, and then I just happened to be in my manager's office and saw a few things, which you can read about in the book.
Yes.
And then it was literally over. The next day they called us in and said goodbye, and that was that.
Can you listen to the songs? Did it take you a while to be able not to be triggered by Poison or these days?
I still don't listen to the music. No, look, I never listen to it. Literally, I don't. But you know what? With all the press I've been doing lately, they always play Poison. And I'm like, listen to those 5-part harmonies.
Yeah.
Tune.
You know,
we
like,
were just listening to
it.
it
A solid song.
It
you know?
absolutely is.
And then I go, I miss the girls. I miss singing with, that beautiful, the harmonies. Like, just, yeah. But that's it.
Coming from a show like Pop Stars, how do you view, I mean, there are so many talent shows and singing shows now. What's your view on those types of shows now? And like, do you look at those winners and go, oh, far out, mate, you're in for a slog for the next 3 months? Or like, what's your take on them now?
Well, look, I think, again, it was a different world back then to what it is now. But I do hear the contracts are pretty similar.
Okay.
And, yeah, I mean, yeah, and I think, again, it was just really different for us because we sort of had a good, solid 2.5-year career right up until we were told it was over. And I don't know if those... I mean, some of them do. Again, I don't even watch those shows, to be honest.
I mean, I'll tell you, not many do. Not many get 2 years now.
I used to when I watched a few seasons, but then I'm just not into it. But I do think it's a wonderful platform in Australia, especially.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think because we don't have it's really hard to get a music contract.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. The book is The Girl in the Band. I really recommend it. It's just a great, juicy, honest read. Thank you so much for joining us, Belinda.
And we should also just mention, Belinda, you've got a song coming out at the end of the week as well called Follow.
Yes. Katie Underwood and I, we went back into the studio recently, and it's kind of to celebrate the release of my book. And it's juicy pop and yummy harmonies, and I hope you like it.
Amazing. Thanks, Belinda.
Thank you.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Who am I? A queen in the kitchen? Could be. Now find your queen vanilla in the baking aisle to discover how a little queen does wonders in your bakes.
What's my name? Who is it? Chrissy Swan's Who Am I?
Did you smell oranges? Are you okay?
I'm still confused.
We were literally just enjoying and singing Choir by Guy Sebastian.
Yeah.
And every time we talk about Guy Sebastian, we have a light-hearted, good-natured argument about what is the best Guy Sebastian song. So I was just saying, Choir is your favourite song, which we were just listening to. It was still playing when I was talking about it. And I was saying I'm still firmly on the side of Battle Scars, which I'm sorry that I started that dialogue at all.
Well, I think Battle Scars, that's not a fair argument because Luke Fiasco's on it and he kind of makes it that he's like the highlight of Battle Scars.
It's Lupe Fiasco.
Lupe Fiasco, sorry.
Oh my God, what is
I'm
wrong
not well.
with you? No.
Janice, are you there? Save us.
I sure am. Good afternoon.
Oh, bless you, Janice. What's your favourite Guy Sebastian song, Janice?
Oh, he's got a few good ones, but definitely Choir. I think that one hits home. It's very real.
It's good, isn't it? And it's got a great
It is.
story behind it. Let's get you some cash, my
Yes.
girl.
Yes, please.
Thanks to Queen Baking, you are ready for the cash.
I am. I need to get this cash.
I've got $500 with your name on it, Janice. What a great name, by the way, Janice.
Thank you. Yes.
And there's only, there's 5 clues here. That's what separates you from $500. Every time you get one wrong, you're going to lose $100. Deal?
Deal.
Clue number 1 now. This is cryptic.
Oh.
But just read it as it's written. Because I know what you're trying to do here. Clue number 1.
$500. I like to own things. Now, this might be the word own might be attributed to something else, like a network or a business. Own.
Kerry Packer.
No.
I like your thinking, though.
I love that.
Clue number 2 for $400 cash.
My friend, The Rock, and I were recently slammed for asking the public to donate to the Maui fire victims.
Oh, it's Oprah.
It is Oprah! You got $400! Good on you, Janice. $400. Well done. Oh, she's just disappeared
She just
into
went
nowhere.
underwater.
She's gone. She's out of here.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
Big night last night. Masked Singer back.
It was a great ep, Swanee. I know you couldn't watch because you were at Peg's.
Yeah, I was at Peg's school concert, which was adorable. Absolutely adorable, but I was a terrible mother, as usual. Constantly checking the socials on the phone. But that's okay, because she was only in one number. Two numbers right at the very end.
Oh, that's grim.
Yeah.
And also, mate, you had a national television show going to air. I think you're allowed to see how it's going and hear some feedback.
Don't you realise Mummy's on television?
Mummy's got a bigger role on stage.
Literally nobody, the other 2 kids who were at home, did not watch it. And no interest.
Zero interest.
They just don't have any interest in what I do. I love it. And that's all that matters.
Correct.
But it was a great show. I've caught up since then. And this is a spoiler alert. If you've taped it, or is that what you do these days? If you've recorded it or you've put it on your list to watch on 10 Play, Just turn your ears off now because we're about to reveal who was under the crash test dummy mask.
Should we hear how they sung first?
Yes.
You watch me bleed until I can't breathe.
That's a legitimate, singer.
To my knees. Now that I'm without your kisses.
I'm kicking myself that I didn't get this. It's right up my alley. And his name was on my list of, dream guesses.
Yeah.
His name was there. Why didn't I bring it out? It's so clearly him now.
And he'd been in the country.
I know. Who is it?
It is...
Who is that? Who is that?
the great Brian Austin Green.
Cuckoo. The great David Silver from Beverly Hills 90210. The third most kissable boy on the cast.
Who was first?
Jason Priestley. Are you joking? I was Brandon all the way.
Right, okay.
Then Luke Perry / Dylan. Then Brian Austin Green. And then Ian Ziering. That was the generally accepted order of kissability.
And when he took his mask off, were you happy with his looks? I know we don't like to talk about appearance, but I thought his blonde hair looked great.
I was so thrilled to see that familiar face, and he looks exactly like he always has. How does he do that?
What a guy.
The love of a good woman. You know that he was with Megan Fox and things went very, very sour.
I did some Googling after his reveal, yeah.
Yeah, it was a very acrimonious split.
I think she is better suited to Machine Gun Kelly, knowing her vibe now.
And he's obviously better suited to Shana Burgess because love wins out in the end. That's why he was here in the first place, because she's on Dancing with the Stars.
Good first step. Good first reveal. They started strong.
And the ratings were great, by the way. So, get on board. You're gonna love it. I want to talk about Amy Schumer and Nicole Kidman. Now, I love Amy Schumer.
Yeah.
And
I love Nicole Kidman.
Do you?
I don't know why. I get defensive about Nicole.
I know you do. I have really no opinion, but I've never loved her in a movie, ever.
Really?
Yeah, I've never gone, oh, that performance was amazing.
For me, it was Big Little Lies, the TV show I loved.
I haven't seen that.
And then she was in, I think it was called The Undoing with Hugh Jackman, not long after, and I really loved it.
I watched that. Was it Hugh Jackman? I don't think it was. Hugh Grant. Yeah. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, set in New York.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that too. But again, I wasn't like, oh, she was incredible.
Right.
Yeah, I'm neutral on Nicole Kidman, but Amy's not, obviously. They were both at a tennis game, and Amy has found a photograph of Nicole Kidman at the tennis game with her hand under her chin and a fixed expression, and the caption she wrote is this...
Do it.
Amy has written the caption under the photograph saying, "This how humans sit," inferring that, Nicole looks like a robot or an alien.
Now, my middle name is Savage, but even I was like, come on, Amy, don't be bitter. She was at the same US Open game sitting there in a similar looking, pink sort of blouse. And just because Nicole enjoys, I think, a bit of filler and Botox doesn't mean we need to attack her on Instagram.
I don't think that's what she's saying. I don't think Amy Schumer would be attacking somebody for their appearance.
But Swanee, that's why she looks a bit robotic.
I don't know. She's been slammed and she's taken it down. But she has issued an apology. See, I just think it's so... Amy Schumer is a very naughty woman. A very naughty woman. And to post that about one of the most famous and accomplished actresses in the world is very cheeky.
You're going to get
But the way she wrote it is funny. How humans sit is funny. Anyway, she's deleted the post and she has written, "I want to apologise to all the people I hurt posting a photo of Nicole Kidman and alluding to her being an alien." That is very tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah.
I will be asking the cast of that 70s show to write letters advocating for my forgiveness, which is obviously a stab at Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher.
Yep.
And then she's written #taking time to heal. She doesn't care. No. She's not apologetic at all.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
Yeah, yeehaw. There's this delightful feeling in the air at the moment because school holidays, I can smell them from here. And even though that's a whole different sort of kettle of hell, it's a different kettle of hell than the day in, day out school uniform, school lunch.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like, I'm bored, what am I doing now? Which makes a nice change from the...
I get that.
Yeah.
Mix
So-
up your hell.
Mix up your hell.
Remix hell.
Can I tell you, that's probably like a mantra for life. Life is hell, mix it up.
Totally. Experience different types. Hey, if you're on news.com right now, you would see a headline that says, "Coward, Newman unleashes on Chrissy," and I'm glad to inform that we will be commenting on that before the show is finished at 4 p.m.
Imagine him unleashing on anybody. Pook.
Next, though, Chrissy's Quizzy.
The Chrissy Swan Show. Chrissy's Quizzy.
Exclusive to the Chrissy Swan Show on Nova, these bum bags can hold it all. Lipstick, phone, dog leash, snacks.
There is no chance it's fitting all of that in it. No.
Yes.
No.
And more.
Okay, well, let's arrange all of those items and try tomorrow.
Okay, well, let's write a list. Let's not forget it. What was it again? Joe, did you hear the list that I just said?
Yes, I did.
Okay, it's a leash, some schmackos, dog treats. Lipstick, phone.
Yeah.
Was that it? It can fit more than that.
I think there was something else.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
there was a fourth item.
Okay, well, we'll have to
We'll
go back to
and
the
listen.
tape.
Yeah.
Joe, you are playing for this bum bag, as are you, Kiana. Are you excited? Are you nervous?
Both. Very.
Both and very. All right. Let's put you out of your misery. I hope you got your thinking caps on. You're going to need them.
Hope so.
Your name is your buzzer, beauties. It's the best of 5, meaning first person to get 3 answers correct wins the game. Let's do it. Question number 1. We were just talking about this. Amy Schumer has been slammed for making a dig at
Joe.
which... Yes, Joe?
Yeah. Nicole Kidman.
Correct. What's your take on that? Do you think she thought it would be funny and it hasn't landed, or what?
No, it's not funny. You can't have a dig at somebody about that. That's pretty rude.
Oh, it was hilarious.
It might have been hilarious, but it's still wrong.
Fight.
I feel like, do you know what? I feel like if you, Joe, were sitting in Kiana's kitchen and you were looking at photos on the Daily Mail or whatever, and you said, "Oh, this how humans sit," you could have a mean-spirited laugh about it, and that's that. But I don't think Amy Schumer should have put it on her socials.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
And expected to get away with it, because we all say cheeky, mean things.
I'd love to know
we
what
do, but
Nicole
sometimes
thinks.
you can be constructive about it.
Correct.
Be
How would you be
constructive.
constructive, Joe? How would you be constructive about that
Well,
photo?
you got to think about it being a little bit more kind in how you say it.
No, but you said constructive. How would we be constructive?
Yeah, or
I don't
how
know,
would you
put me on the spot.
or how would you say it kindly? Like if you and I were having a double bag of Liptons in your living room and we saw that photo, what would you say that was kind but also a bit naughty and funny?
I don't know. I don't think she probably doesn't even need to get that work done, to be honest.
I love how we're just assuming it's about the work that Nicole Kidman
But see
does.
how that's what everyone goes to because it looks like that.
But I think it's about her expression.
So she could have written, "Loosen up, Kidman, you stiff."
We're never going to get an answer here. I wish
All
I
right.
could give you all the points in the world for that brilliant discussion, but I can't. Question number 2. A silkie is a breed of what?
Kiana.
Yes,
Kiana.
Dog.
It actually is a silky terrier. It is. I'm going to accept
All right, we'll
that.
give it to you.
I'm going to accept that because I've got
Thank
chicken
you.
written down here.
It is.
It
That's
is
true
as
too.
well. It is.
All right, 1 point to Joe, 1 point to Kiana. Question number 3.
Buenos Aires is the capital of which country?
Joe,
Joe?
Rio.
Oh, it's Argentina.
Oh, God.
I would have accepted the over-the-top accent thing that people do when they say Argentina. I would have absolutely accepted that, but in this case, I cannot. Question number 4. Riot Rose is the newborn son of which singer? He was born about a month ago.
We found out the name only these past few days.
Yeah.
Gosh, I was just reading about
Rihanna. Question number 5. Tristan McManus is a host on which morning television
Joe.
show? Yes, Joe?
Studio 10.
God, he would be thrilled to hear that. Question number 6.
2 points to Joe, 1 to Kiana. Joe, this next question's for the win. Hey, Tristan.
Okay.
The Pacific Coast Highway is in which American...
Joe.
Yes, Joe?
So I jumped the gun then.
It's in
No.
which American state?
The PCH,
California.
man. Who said
Joe.
California?
California. Joe, I did.
Joe did, yes. Bum bag. Bum bag for you, Joe. Well done.
Fantastic. I've been wanting one of those.
And we're going to put it to the test tomorrow with that inventory of items.
Yep.
And there's more than that's going to fit in there.
Are you sure?
100%.
It's going to break.
I've got one on.
Okay.
I know what goes in there.
All right.
The Chrissy Swan Show.
It's in the news again today, isn't he? A bit of a prankster. He's popped up at someone's party or wedding or something again. He can't stop himself.
I know. He performed at a couple's Vegas wedding with like a full band in tow and everything as well.
He just loves that stuff, doesn't he?
You're a bit over it, aren't you?
A little bit. Because he's got 2 small children at home. And what I want to say is it's all very nice to be Ed Sheeran, but go home.
But he's
Go
in Vegas.
home.
He had a show to do and he couldn't do his show.
Too bad. It's Chrissy Swan Show on Nova. I want to talk about lying on your resume. 13, 24, 10. What's the biggest whopper you've ever put on your resume? Because just between you and me and the fence post, we've all done it. We have all done it, and it's totally human. And I think that there is a balance that you strike between something ridiculous and something believable. The reason we're talking about this is a BBC correspondent, ironically, the disinformation correspondent, Mariana Spring. It's all over the news, but she's been accused of lying on her resume. So in 2018 on her resume, if you're wondering what a disinformation correspondent is, because I had no idea, it's a journalist that specialises in the perceptions of, you know, people that are doing the wrong thing or current affairs or like COVID or whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
so she's reporting on that, heavily based in social media. But she lied on her CV back in 2018, and frankly, I find this, I can't believe it's come to light, for example.
Like, how did her CV become public fodder?
I'm not 100% sure.
The poor gal.
In June 2018, she says that this is from her CV, reported on international news during the World Cup, specifically the perception of Russia, with BBC correspondent Sarah Rainsford. Turns out that Sarah Rainsford has only seen this sort of, you know, junior journalist at social events. So they've like clinked a glass of champers together. And that's it.
See, I think where she's gone wrong here is whenever you lie, it's like when you, like often I've been a reference for a mate at I've said that I'm their boss when they're going for a rental.
We've all done that.
Where she's gone wrong is you got to word the person up. So, like, you got to find someone that you're kind of mates with already in the industry to back you in.
Yeah,
you
right.
can't go in cold.
She didn't know this person, and she
so-
has said that. So, of course, if the risk that she took and it didn't pay off, the person reading the CV knows this Sarah Rainsford. Has called her up and gone, hey, what would she like to work with? And she's gone, what? I've done, you know, tequila laybacks with her at 2 a.m. at the Savoy. That's all I know. So she's come undone a bit there. Having said that, it's 2023 and she's been doing a great job for the BBC, one of the most respected over the last 5 years. So yes, it was a lie. She didn't work with these people. But she's good, and she knew that she was good, and she knew that if she could just get that job, she would show them.
I'm with
she
you.
has.
And clearly, like a little fact like that
Yeah.
might be the difference between getting me in front of the boss and getting an interview or not. And the minute
Exactly.
you're interviewing someone face to face,
Yeah.
that's when you do the vibe check and that's when you know.
100%, but you've got to get there first. If
Correct.
you've got to lie about working with Sarah Rainsford, you bloody do it. The biggest lie I ever told, I've just, it was my mum's birthday last week, Patty Swan, and she said, oh, look, while you're here, darling, can you go upstairs? There's a box of stuff There's a box of stuff. And I said, yeah, like, do you know what? Because, you know, I'm throwing everything out. And I was just like, nah, just throw it out. And she goes, trust me, you'll want it. So I went through and I did want it. It had heaps of stuff in it. Like from the early 2000s, my previous life as an advertising copywriter and all of this stuff. It was fascinating.
Cool.
I'll bring it into you. I know. My kids were like, you look fun. I was like, yes, I was.
Once upon a time.
I was fun. I had parties at my house every weekend. Anyway, what I did find was a resume that I took with me when I just turned 18, a CV to Tokyo, because I wanted to teach English. But I had no experience and I had no degree, and that was part of the visa entitlements. I mean, the balls that you've got when you're a teenager. So in that CV is a doctored up degree I'd only just turned 18. It's not physically possible for me to have got a degree, right? I just finished year 12.
Wait, an actual degree? You docked it up?
I took my sister's degree and cut that red thing out of it. I photocopied it at high school in the resource centre with Mrs. Goss looking at me.
I am so impressed with you right now.
And I used that to get a job as an English teacher in Tokyo.
And did it work?
Zero regrets. Yes, I loved it.
Yes, Swanee.
I did it.
How good is that?
So, look, it was a lie, and I could have been deported at any moment, but I wasn't.
But you weren't.
Love paying less for your beauty, health and wellness at Priceline Pharmacy.
Chrissy Swan's Beauty Prescription Live. Thanks to Priceline.
I'll do this every time, even though you're saying stop talking. I'm just so excited, I can't wait. So, the words Priceline's Beauty Prescription Live may not mean anything to you, but it's about to, Pippa, because
Oh, wow.
this, I know, oh, wow is right, because imagine, I feel like there's breakfast involved as well, so we get fed, you and me, Pippa, and your best friend and Jack.
Oh, awesome, guys.
I know, we all meet somewhere and then we go through, it's like the show or the Echo or the Easter show or whatever you call it, wherever you live. And
Yes.
you just pick up amazing things from Priceline.
Oh,
You
awesome.
put them in your
awesome.
trolley
Thank
and
you.
there's no charge at the end.
It's as if you're allowed to rob a Priceline.
Yes, it is. It's sanctioned thievery.
Daylight robbery, we love it.
Yes, and this is how it's going to work. I've got an item in my pink trolley. They give you one of those old lady shopping trolleys and you fill that bastard up. In fact, last time I was
cool.
there, I filled up 2, Pippa.
I'm going to be with you.
I had 30 kilos of cleanser and maquillage to take home
Ooh,
with me.
lovely.
All right, what happens here, Pippa, is Swanee has pulled out an item from her pink trolley. I'm going to put 30 seconds on the clock. She's going to describe the item to you, and I need you to guess what the item is before the 30 seconds is up. And if you do that successfully, you will go in the draw to come with us, and we will be pulling someone's name out of a hat on Friday. Does that all make sense?
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All
Now,
Alrighty,
I've got this
let's
product,
go.
and there are some words I'm not allowed to use, all right? So I use this in the shower. I put some in my...
Body wash.
I put some in my hand, and I rub my hands together, and then I rub it all in, and then I put my bits and
Conditioner.
bobs under... It's on the skin, and it takes your makeup off, and it...
Makeup remover.
No,
Cleanser.
in the... Yes,
Yes.
cleanser!
Woo!
Shit, Pepper, I thought you weren't going to get that. Oh, my God. Because I'm not allowed to say face. I'm not allowed to say face or cleanser.
I was getting
clean.
nervous there, but Pippa, you got it right, and you are in the draw. We could be calling you back on Friday.
Thank you so much.
You
my
are
God,
so
good luck.
welcome. And if you'd like a chance at playing, we'll be playing again tomorrow. Register your details via the Nova Player app.
Chrissy's Clickbait.
Quite literally.
Chrissy's clickbait. So in yesterday's show, we were talking about best and worst interviews. And I just mentioned that, you know, the worst I've ever had in my 20-year career was with this guy called Sam Newman, right? And I didn't really think that much of it. But somebody from a newspaper has thought it was big news. And anyway, I still don't think it's very big news or very surprising given who I am and who this Sam Newman guy is, that we wouldn't have gotten along. But anyway, it's news.
I, as like a listener, I always do love it when a celebrity or a radio or TV host reveals like an interview that they didn't like or didn't go well. So I can kind of see how it's
Okay.
sparked interest among people.
Okay, I guess so. I suppose for me, in 20 years, I have not had a situation where I've had to end the interview because I was so scared and harassed.
It was quite
Yeah.
intense and dramatic. I was there, and I've never seen you like that before.
No, it was terrifying. And, you know, I stand by it. It happened. It happened, and I'm
you
allowed
did-
to talk about
You
it.
did the right thing. You exited when the situation was hostile and not nice.
Correct. But this guy has said...
So clearly news.com have run an article on it, and
Yeah.
then Sam Newman seen it and had his say. And the
I shouldn't be
headline...
laughing. It's just so funny to me. He's a grown man.
And the
allegedly.
headline is Sam Newman unleashes on Chrissy Swan over worst interview jive.
It's not a jibe. It was a fact. But it was the worst interview I've ever been in. I'm allowed to have that opinion. Do you know what I mean?
Totally. And the thing of like, there's just so much wrong in what he said about art. We invited, because I worked on that show with you, that we invited him in. It's like, no. We didn't ask you to come in. You were pitched to
Yeah,
us. 'cause
that's not how it works.
You
mate.
wanted to come in and plug something.
It's so nuts. And he's calling me names and stuff.
Called you a coward, Swanee.
It's so funny. It's
What a
just so
coward.
funny to me. But in conclusion, and this is one of my favourite quotes of all time, and you can take this with you and put it in your back pocket, and I know that people are going to be DMing me about it. So there's this gorgeous writer called Anne Lamott, and she's written a book called Bird by Bird and lots of other books, and she's wonderful. And she said this line, and it was in one of her books. I think it's in Bird by Bird, and I read it 20 years ago, and it stuck with me. Here it is. Okay, you ready? Get a pen ready. You're going to need it. You own everything that has happened to you. Tell your stories. If people wanted you to write or speak warmly about them, they should have behaved better.
Oh, I like it.
It is the best. It is a quote to live by.
That cuts deep.
You own everything that happened to you. Talk about it freely.
Another quote I think you could have gone with, Swanee,
Yeah.
is from the great Doja Cat.
What is it? I said what I said. No polish emoji.
Now check this out.
The Chrissy Swan Show is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.